I'm collecting pine needles from the white pine tree. These are very common in the Midwest, and lately they've been super popular because people are using white pine and other types of pine to treat symptoms of COVID, especially long COVID, and they're using it to help themselves to recover from the COVID vaccine and the side effects of the vaccine. And whether or not this is a magic cure for COVID and for recovering from the vaccine, it makes a really, really good tea. And there's a good chance if you live in the Midwest, you'll be able to find white pine trees somewhere near your home. Here on Olive Branch Farm, we have probably at least 50 mature white pine trees. And the tea that you make from these is kind of a sweet, lemony, kind of a fresh pine flavored tea. It's really good. So we're gonna go inside and I'm gonna show you how to make 3 different blends using these pine needles. Welcome to the Olive Branch Tea Room. We are going to be making 3 different types of tea. One tea that's gonna be perfect for the morning. It's also really good for immunity and for healing. And this one has a lot of the herbs that are recommended for overcoming side effects of vaccinations. That's what they say. So we're gonna make it. Okay, it has the red rosary hibiscus, cinnamon and cloves, and then the white pine. We're going to sweeten it with organic date syrup, and we're going to add a little bit of mountain copper oolong to just get a little bit of healthy caffeine for your morning tea. Oolong is also known for helping people who are wanting to experience some weight loss. So what we do to make the tea is for 1 serving of tea, you're going to want about this much of the white pine. And you're going to snip it into little tiny pieces. If you want to come a little closer and take a look, this is what you're going to need to do. Now I use the twig, I use the whole plant because there's nutrients in the needles. There's also wonderful nutrients in the stem and in the wood. So we're gonna add all that, and then I'm gonna just go ahead and chop it up in here a little bit. And we're going to squish it up so that we can give ourselves plenty of access to all these minerals. White pine is known to have 5 times the amount of vitamin C as a lemon. It's amazing for giving your body the power to get over sicknesses. So now that we've done that for a little while, we're going to add it to our French press. And then we're going to add a little bit of oolong, a little bit of cinnamon, a few cloves. We call this cloved tea. And then one or 2, we'll put 2 of the rosary hibiscus flowers. This is gonna give you about 3 servings. In the morning, you might want to make a little bit of this for everyone in the family. You can look up all the benefits of these different herbs and spices: cinnamon, cloves, hibiscus, and the white pine. The date syrup's also known to be really good for you too. And oolong is a fermented tea made from both green and black. And it's the only traditional tea that I use. Now we're gonna wanna let this steep for probably 3 to 5 minutes for the best flavor. But if you are really using it for medicine, you'll want to let it steep for 10 minutes. If this is just part of your everyday routine, then 3 to 5 minutes is enough. If you're trying to use this as, a remedy, definitely let it steep longer. So this is your morning cloven tea. The next one I'm going to make is an ImmuniTEA, and this tea is designed to help boost your immune system, especially if you feel symptoms coming on. So it has peppermint, rosehips, ginger, and turmeric, and we're going to use raw, unfiltered honey with this one. And so once again, we're going to take one of our sprigs of pine needles and go ahead and try to get my little things to work. And go ahead and mix this all up. I'm going to go ahead and add the rose hips into this blend. You can do a little bit of your own research as to why ginger, turmeric, rose hips, and mint are good for boosting immunity and giving your body just fresh power to heal itself. When you have herbal teas, they're really giving you lots of vitamins, minerals, electrolytes, antioxidants to just give your body just all those nutrients you might be lacking to help you recover, help you heal, help boost your immunity. And we're just going to go ahead and add this here. And this is our ImmuniTEA. I'll add the water once it's hot. The next one we're going to make is, it's called Peace and Calm tea, and it's a perfect one to balance hormones or to drink right before you go to bed. So this tea is one of the most popular blends for women. It has lemon balm, which is very calming, along with the chamomile, which is also very calming. Honeybush, so many reasons why women use this for their health. Rosebuds, and lavender. All of these are great for peaceful sleep, mood control, and balancing hormones. So we're going to go ahead and put a little bit of each one, just a pinch. Rosebuds. Lavender is really wonderful for helping with headaches. And don't just drink the tea when you're having a bad day. Drink it to prevent a bad day. And I'm not here to tell you the benefits of each type of tea. I'm just giving you an example of what can be done and how to make these different blends. So now I just need to add the pine needles. If you're interested in white pine, just do research. There's some controversy about it, but there are so many wonderful things in pine needles, and they're very safe to use, but it's recommended not to use pine needles in large amounts when you're pregnant. And not that there's been any studies on pregnant women using pine needles, but they found that when cows eat large amounts of pine needles, when they're pregnant, they can miscarry. So don't eat pine needles like a hungry cow, for sure, if you're pregnant. Now, where did oh. So I'm gonna go ahead and add the water to the ImmuniTEA. If you are an expert on herbs, you can go ahead and add to the comments what's so good about turmeric? What's good about ginger? Why do we use rosehips? Now, one thing about my teas and my blends is they actually taste good. The kids like it. And so there are so many different blends that you could use. And I use the ones that have the herbs that make really delicious teas. I like a sweet, tangy tea. I like the floral. I like the spicy. I like the ones with kind of a lemony flavor. Now let's go ahead and grind this. If you're not using pine needles in your tea, you don't need to use the grinder. You can just throw all the different herbs into your hot water. Now with this tea, we're making a woman's good night blend, so you'll wake up feeling your best and you'll sleep well. And so this might not be a blend you're going to be making for the whole family unless you have 7 teenage daughters in the house like I do. If you have teen girls in the house, this is a good one to just help them have a little more mood control and peaceful sleep. So I'm going to do a single serving with this good night tea for the ladies. So this is a mug, a filter, a lid, and we're just going to fill up the filter halfway. Now with this woman's blend, one thing it's really wonderful for is to help alkalize your body, and you can do some research on that or share in the comments why it's important to alkalize your body. So with this one, I would use some lime and maple syrup to sweeten it. And maple syrup is a superfood. There's so many great things about it. I'm not going to tell you all about them. I'm just going to show you how to make the tea. Then you just add the water to your cup. And we're gonna wait at least 3 minutes. Put the lid on. All of these herbs have lots of essential oils in them too, which are wonderful for your body for so many reasons. So this one is ready, and you can see the color. We just go ahead and press it like this. And you'll want to just serve yourself a cup of tea. And as you can see, there's plenty more for everybody else. I love adding a little bit of lime to go with anything made with the white pine. It's just so good. And this one is the morning blend that has a little bit of the oolong in it. And so we can add a little bit of date syrup to it. You could add raw honey. You could add maple syrup, you could add stevia or stevia leaves, whatever you like. Just don't put sugar in it, because sugar, as we all know, is pretty much poison if you have too much of it. And honey and maple syrup, date syrup, they're all superfoods. They are so good for you. And the wonderful thing about these teas with the white pine is you can drink them unsweetened too. So let's give it a little stir. It smells so good. It has kind of a spice to it. Oh, so nice. So this one is for you. Okay, now we have our ImmuniTEA, which has the white pine, the rosehips, the turmeric, the ginger, and we're going to add the raw honey to this one. Let's pick a cup. This one's beautiful. Peace, love, and happiness. The beautiful little dove on it. So we'll add some honey. Honey is so good for you. There's so many good things about honey. If you know anything about honey and why you should be drinking it, go ahead and add your comment to the comments below and tell us why honey is so amazing. So good. I'm gonna try it with a little bit of the lime now. So good. I can't even describe how good it is. You have to try it yourself. Now this one is the one that's gonna help you have a good night's sleep, get your hormones balanced, and oh no, that's not this one. Sorry. This one. So when it's finished steeping, you'll remove your little basket, flip the lid over, and there you go. And now your tea is ready, and I'm gonna try it without sweetness first. You don't need to add any sweetness to this, but we're going to because we love maple syrup. We've been so blessed here on this farm. We have about 50 mature maple trees and about 50 mature white pine trees and many, many other types of pine that you can make teas with. And so in about a month, it'll be time to tap the maple trees and make our own maple syrup. So here at the farm, we grow a lot of ingredients for teas, and then I also order the things that I can't grow, like the hibiscus. And so many things come from all different parts of the world, and I would love to put together a tea package for you. So if you're interested, I don't have a tea business or anything, but I'd be happy to just make a blend for you and snip some pine needles and send them to you. So you can just put a little note in the comments if you're interested in getting a tea box from Olive Branch Farm. Now, let's try this. So good. Come take a look. Now, maybe you're interested in learning more about teas and making your own infusions. This is one of my favorite books. And this is one of my other favorite books. This one has lots of ideas about how to grow your own herbs for healing and how to make your remedies. And this one is all about specially formulated teas for stress, for common ailments, seasonal health, immune support. I've also noticed a great benefit of being a tea maker. When my kids want attention, they just ask me to make them a cup of tea. And I'll be like, okay, how are you feeling? And then they get a chance to tell me how they're feeling, and I'll make them a cup of tea to help them feel their best. And it gives us a few minutes to spend together too. So I hope you've enjoyed this little video. And if you're just gonna be making tea for yourself, definitely order one of these. And if you're making tea for the whole family or for a couple, then use one of these. Thanks so much for watching.